A lot of fathers know they should pray with their family. Then real life starts. The baby cries, the toddler climbs on someone, the older child makes a joke, someone's tired, someone's hungry, your wife looks worn out. You gather everyone, and within 30 seconds, the whole thing feels like a spiritual wrestling match. Part of you thinks, I know I should lead prayer, but I don't want to start another battle at 8:30 tonight. So you delay it. You wait for a calmer time. You imagine that once the children are older, or the house is quieter, or your own prayer life is stronger, then you'll begin. The danger comes when family prayer only happens under ideal conditions. Your children learn that God belongs to the quiet house, the perfect mood, the tidy room, and the version of family life that you don't actually have. Catholic family life has to bring God into the noise. The first win is simple. Dad didn't give up because the house was messy. Some fathers also feel fake. They think my own prayer life is weak, so who am I to lead this? Lead anyway. Your children don't need a flawless father to begin prayer. They just need a father who turns toward God with them. Family prayer needs faithfulness more than impressiveness. You're not running a monastery in your living room. You're just turning the home towards God. And some nights that means 6 minutes with squirming children and tired parents. Short family prayer doesn't replace Sunday Mass, the sacrament, confession, catechesis, or the father's wider duty to form his children. But it can become the daily minimum that reminds the household this family belongs to God. Many fathers make prayer too heavy at the start. Long readings, complex devotions, perfect silence, everyone in the right mood. And then the children fail, the father gets irritated, and prayer becomes tense. So most men either do nothing or go too big. Both approaches collapse. So I want to give you a prayer habit that survives real family life. When prayer becomes a performance, children learn to endure it rather than love it. If you wait for the perfect atmosphere, you might teach your family to pray only in theory. Real homes have mess, tired mothers, restless children, and often fathers who would rather go to sleep. That's where you have to bring God. First, make it short enough to repeat. You can start with just 6 minutes. The sign of the cross, one short prayer, one intention from each person if possible, an Our Father, Hail Mary, Glory be, and then a blessing from Dad. That's enough to start with. With very young children, make it simpler still. Just one Our Father. Don't despise small beginnings. A short prayer done every night forms the home more than an ambitious plan that collapses after a couple of nights. Second, lead the atmosphere, not just the words. Your tone matters. If you bark, then the whole room is going to tighten. Just say, okay, we're going to give God 6 minutes. And you don't have to be perfect, but you do have to try. If a child wiggles, then you can just redirect them calmly. If a toddler interrupts, then continue. If someone laughs, then don't turn it into a big argument. Just say, hands still, eyes here, we're speaking to God. Then continue. Save the long lecture about reverence for another time. Prayer shouldn't feel like a punishment. There's a difference between irreverence and correct irreverence, but be patient with child. Third, connect prayer to the real day. You can ask, what do we need to thank God for? Or who needs prayer tonight? Or what was hard today? Or what do we need grace for tomorrow? Then you can pray simply, Lord, help our family love one another tomorrow. Bless mom in her tiredness. Help dad be patient. Protect this child. Forgive us for where we failed today. This teaches the children that the family speaks to God from inside real life. If your wife already prays with the children, don't barge in and take over like a conqueror. Join, bless, support, and make it easier. Leadership should look like steadiness, not a takeover. So tonight, don't build a grand system. Don't wait until you imagine that you're some kind of spiritual giant. Gather your family and just say, we're going to pray for 6 minutes and we're starting small so we can stick with it. Then do it again tomorrow. If it goes badly, don't announce in frustration, this is why we never pray. Just say, let's try again tomorrow. And that might actually teach them more than the prayer itself does. Because a Catholic father leads prayer by making it possible, steady, and real. It doesn't have to be polished, it has to be consistent. And over time, your children will remember that dad turned the house toward God. And they might also remember noise, the laughter, the tiredness, and the distraction. But they'll know that God was there too. So don't underestimate what a short habit does over years. A child might not remember every word that you prayed, but he might remember your hand on his head. He might remember mum being prayed for when she was tired. He might remember that in your household, God wasn't just a theory for Sunday, but was spoken to on ordinary evenings. So watch the video that comes up next, because family prayer often connects to discipline, peace in the home, and also the father's responsibility to lead without becoming harsh. And if you want help to apply this to your exact situation, click the link in the description or the pinned comment to get KnowlandBot. You could message it and ask how to start leading family prayer in your exact situation tonight. And also, if you've got a question, leave it in the comments here and I'll answer the best questions in future videos on the channel. Thanks for watching.